We are entering an era where reflection and reevaluation are key. AI is now capable of revisiting and reassessing its own responses. I personally feel like we're on the wrong side of history by moving towards more closed AI systems rather than promoting open ones. This essentially refers to the shift from OpenAI to more restricted models, just like how gravity pulls objects downward. Hello everyone, this is Era. OpenAI has rolled out their O3 model, which not only outperforms the currently popular DeepCik, but also comes at a lower price compared to the previous O1 model. This has sparked quite a bit of discussion. Despite OpenAI not being as open as its name might imply, there are still many aspects worth delving into this time. Other AI models cannot fully understand and implement certain physical phenomena, but this one can. There have been numerous improvements in many areas. I apologize in advance for any noise as I have guests at home today and you might hear some baby sounds. Let us quickly take a look. When you explore ChatGPT, you'll notice both O3 and O3 mini models listed. The distinction between O3 mini and O3 mini high lies in they categorize based on the effort invested in reasoning and cognitive processes. Unlike DeepCik, which has a comprehensive paper available, we can only make limited inferences. In this regard, OpenAI is considering partially revealing parameters for their open model. The difference between these two AI models can be described as follows. Depending on the effort put into the application, the O3 mini is moderate. Its speed is faster and the accuracy is. On the other hand, the O3 Mini High applies a higher level of reasoning effort, providing a more in-depth analysis. For everyday questions, the O3 Mini will do just fine, but if you need more thoughtful and detailed responses, go for the O3 Mini High. This model excels at enabling reasoning, making it particularly effective for breaking down complex tasks step by step, whether it's about coding, solving mathematical problems, or tackling logical reasoning challenges. We are discussing the option of adjusting inference settings to balance speed and accuracy. You might prefer faster results or higher accuracy, even if it takes longer. It's important to observe that these features are being rolled out in stages, which is something we should definitely take note of. Currently, users who subscribe to Plus, Team, and Pro plans and pay a premium can access them immediately, while enterprise users will have to wait a week. Even free users can give it a try, so I encourage you all to check it out. Today, since I need to move swiftly, I won't be able to conduct detailed tests on everything, but let's quickly review the performance. It's clear they were under pressure, as the previous model, the O1 Mini, was limited to 50 requests. However, this new model can handle up to 150 messages, tripling the capacity. And check this out, it's marked as ++. The deactivation is still in place, and the attached interpretation feature is not yet enabled. It feels like it was released in a hurry. Is it the humanities last exam mission or the final exam? There are benchmarks like this one, and in this case, there are places like Scale AI and CAIS. This place manages AI safety, and they prepared the benchmark together here. It shows how well AI can demonstrate expertise in various fields such as mathematics, humanities, and natural sciences. However, when it comes to accuracy, the HLE level was quite low, not even reaching the baseline. But do you see this? You see the accuracy has improved for both O3 Mini High and Medium, right? The sequence is arranged this way, and higher accuracy is always preferable. For the first time, it has exceeded the 10% mark, with DeepCik R1 at 9.4%. It seems they have introduced something slightly more advanced. If you ponder over it, it makes sense. By the way, Jensen Huang mentioned something similar previously. After the era of pre-training with supervised learning and scaling, and the post-training era, we are now in the era of test time scaling. Think of it as the era of regurgitation. The AI first responds to its own questions, then revisits and processes the information over time. This repeated cycle gradually boosts its intelligence. The O3 and O3 high models follow this pattern, continuously refining and enhancing their responses. We need to be careful at this stage, and this applies to the recent DeepCik incident. Jensen Huang said, "I was right, even DeepCik needs to think a lot." This is also true for the O3 models. If you look at the live benchmarks, these are the latest for LLM. The test data might be somewhat contaminated, so setting standards is important for an objective evaluation. It was created by that famous researcher from Meta, you know? Yann LeCun, a prominent researcher known for his fierce competition with others, including those from USC, University of Maryland, New York University, and NIU, has been part of this initiative. They regularly update the challenges to ensure the benchmarks accurately measure performance. Do you see the O3 Mini now? Notice how it dominantly outshines the rest? In the global average category, we see that a model slightly higher than DeepCik R1 has emerged. O3 stands out particularly in reasoning. Although DeepCik might have a slight advantage in terms of mathematical average, O3 generally surpasses it. The significance of this benchmark is critical. Notice this newly introduced benchmark called NGPQA. To accurately assess the excellence of an AI model, having a well-defined benchmark is crucial, don't you think? However, when we tried a new benchmark, O3 only scored 12%. There are newer benchmarks that scored lower than mine. Relying solely on benchmarks can sometimes lead you astray. For instance, newborns, walking toddlers, dogs, and even ants all scored 100. O3 and O3 Mini scored higher. Some benchmarks fail to accurately reflect performance. Hence, there's an ongoing debate in the AI community about redefining benchmarks. We'll discuss that next time. For now, it's much better than before. For example, something like this. We requested it to generate this output, and you might be wondering why we did that. The purpose was to test its capability to automatically create precise physical simulations, such as the movement of molecules within a cylinder. Previous models struggled with this task, and when we compared it with DeepCik, you can clearly see here that the cylinder does not fit correctly. There are similarities to what they are currently working on, but some aspects are still not quite right. For example, this one is at 51%. While O1 shows some improvement, it still feels somewhat weaker compared to O3. Claude Sodec, on the other hand, is completely stuttering. This indicates that accurately simulating physical phenomena in detail remains a challenge. The ability to understand detailed rules or the physical laws governing the world can serve as evidence that one can properly implement Python and perform higher-level programming tasks. In this particular case, the person claims that by using DeepCik R1, they were able to write script more effectively, which might seem a bit chaotic, but it appears to work quite well. There is evidence, so it might be possible to refine it further. This one is also made with O3, but it's hard to tell if it's well made just by looking at it. I compared it with DeepCik and Claude 3.5 using O3, but it's difficult to say which one feels more natural. This one leaves some after images and this one stutters a bit, so there are some oddities with them. The observed effect can vary depending on your perspective. By creating a JavaScript animation, we aim to illustrate the kind of impact that Earth's gravity would exert in such a situation. When we compare the current O3 min, the standout issue is its difficulty in comprehending physical principles. For instance, it fails to understand how gravity pulls objects downward. This distinction indicates that O3 has a superior grasp of the physical world, enabling it to potentially simulate complex systems like the solar system. With O3, such implementations are frequently observed. Consequently, when we are engaged in modeling, we can more effectively utilize these features. Does this seem like it was made in Minecraft? O1 was created in this manner, but with O3, the development process appears to have been fine-tuned. Actually, breaking blocks is something anyone can do. We just don't play the game. This example seems to demonstrate a double-slit experiment, akin to particle diffraction experiments. When diffraction is performed in this way, it can be thoroughly simulated. Wow, now even elementary students can use LNM for experiments and modeling. Seems we are moving towards a world where there's no need to use animations from teaching aids. So many different models have been released at various levels. OpenAI seems to be lagging a bit, with rumors of extensive investigations, but I found something interesting. On Reddit, OpenAI often does Ask Me Anything sessions. They did one yesterday. Here's a fun point they made. Have you considered it? Are you thinking about making any model weights available? Or are they considering making it available for research? Sam Altman directly addresses this, saying, "Hey, we're discussing it. Personally, I feel like I've been on the wrong side of history, on the closed side of AI, not OpenAI. But there's some thought about making it open. Why is that? It's because of DeepCik. They think DeepCik might dominate everything, so they feel they need to open up a bit. They are thinking about it and discussing it. It's interesting to see how this competition will evolve." Whether it's DeepCik, OpenAI, or Zemin AI, it's clear that AI models are continuously improving. While some advancements might not be publicly disclosed yet, the real question is whether OpenAI, which has historically been a closed AI, will finally become a true OpenAI. Additionally, there's the issue of China's hardware infrastructure constraints, which I often mention. In the latest video, we discussed multiple times how the PTX program managed to enhance performance by optimizing hardware chips. We'll need to monitor how the Trump administration will react, whether they'll impose restrictions on Nvidia GPUs or launch new models. Despite the noise from guests today, I decided to proceed with the discussion.